Alright, we're going.
What's up, narrative nerds? We are Story Pressed, the podcast where we generate stories under pressure. Consider us a random generator for prompts, ideas, and overall a conglomeration monstrosity of free-flowing, unfiltered word stitching. Subsidiary of Industria Press.
Those words together.
Word stitching to word.
It's a little bit of a tongue twister. We're a subsidiary of Amsterdam Press, links down below, and are here to help you create, edit, and publish your works. That's all we know. Let's start the show.
We literally know nothing else.
Story Pressed.
Nothing else.
That's the one.
That needs to be the new song. not even have like a normal intro, but just
Don't.
Bow, bow, bow. Today, the name of the game is Word Salad. Rules are simple. We have a random word generator, links in the description, and have to come up with a story using these 3 words. We're going in random order determined by a roll of the dice, and the first person has 30 seconds to come up with their idea, then the next, so on. If we like the idea, we get a chance to ask questions, everything else, and possibly help flesh out the idea once we are finished. So there are no
If we hates the idea, we does nothing and we laughs at them.
No, we let Madison write the outline, and then no one ever writes anything following up on that. We're gonna work on that.
Who writes the worst one is voted off the island.
You're voted off. Be gone.
And they're just us. And you're immediately invited back.
Yes.
Yeah.
I don't know where are my box dice? Do I believe they're still somewhere?
I put them. Oh, they're right there.
They're there, probably.
Sorry.
So whenever you guys are ready, don't necessarily have any updates or anything.
No. Please listen.
Oh, that's Sophia, that's Kinsey, and I'm Madison.
Did you want the other
They're
ones?
Yeah, we're done.
This is fine for now.
Just the one.
So, on our marks, get set, go. Let's roll the dice.
I don't have my dice. No.
18.
Wait, don't we roll after?
No. We rolled before, and then we get the dice.
19.
Oh, it's been a hot minute.
Unless you get a 20, it looks like she's going first.
20. 14.
Bro, I was about to be like, damn.
So it's
I'm going first.
Why do I always go last?
Kinsey.
I always go last.
No idea. Yeah. We're gonna see how many sequels you can come up with.
Yeah, how many sequels I can come up with?
No! You had all of this time to get ready, and you were over there playing Pogs or whatever it is that was those little circle things.
There we go.
Alright.
Ready? Okay, so I've got my timer ready.
We don't even know the words yet.
Well, we'll get
down.
the words. We'll get the words. Ready? What are the words? What are the words?
Poison, open, and brave.
Open,
Yes.
and then brave, like I am brave.
Yes. Okay.
I'm dumb.
1, 2, 3, go.
36. This one's kind of easy.
I mean, I'm literally, this is...
Alright, that's 30 seconds.
I have mine.
Nice. Okay.
Okay, so, basically, in... Oh, wait, or are you ready for me to start?
Oh, yeah, no, go for it. Go
Okay,
for it.
cool. I'll just make it sure. So, in my world, this is a multi-level world where it's like a multi-level dimension. Hang on. Okay, timer's up. Definitely nothing happened in between when the timer ended and now, definitely. So my story, what it is they're like people are born into the first dimension, and they can either like live out their lives and it's all fine, and then they die and then they go on to the afterlife. But if they are brave, they can open the opportunity to go into the next dimension by taking this potion, which could be poison because it kills them, basically. But it's like in order to make it to the... It's basically they're trying to live forever, but they run the risk of dying in the process. So they take the poison, and then they have to, like, go through some kind of, like, multi-dimensional challenge. And then if they live through that challenge by, like, killing themselves in the one dimension and making it to the next dimension, then they can, like, live out their lives for however long they want until, like, they're about to die again. But the thing is, you have to, like, take the poison to kill yourself in one dimension early, because if you wait too long, like, oh, I want to live out this life, and then stay in one dimension life for as long as you can, then if you take the poison, it might just right out kill you, and then you won't even make it to the trials. So you have to kind of, like, kill yourself, like, when
Slowly.
you're midlife. When you're, like, midlife, so that way you're still strong and you can make it to the next level to live forever. So nobody knows how many dimensions of life there actually are. But, like, in, like, one of the later dimensions, there'd be, like, a population of, like, 100. Because, like, not that many people have made it there. And then maybe in the end, like, they do it again, or, like, because by the time they make it to that very last dimension, they wouldn't know. And then it's like they kill themselves again, and then they make it to the very first dimension. So it's like it would end with them finding the end of the loop. And then they return to the first life, like, oh, like, I found the end. There's, like, X amount of dimensions, and, like, they would finally have somebody return from the last one to, like, give them, like, information about all the other ones.
Interesting.
Yeah. The end. So I don't know if the main character would be like someone in the first dimension in their first life, and then the person makes it from the other end and they, like, travel with them. Or maybe once you've, like, made it through all the dimensions, you unlock the ability to jump to any of them.
That would be cool.
Yeah, so you have, like, only, like, 3 people who have survived every dimension, and then they can go from any one to the other, and, like...
It would basically be like somebody has to, like, figure out a way that, like, they realize that the potion is poisoning them and killing them too quickly for them to get in order to finish. And so they start searching within these other dimensions that, like, a way to, like, cure themselves enough to, like, reach the final destination.
Yeah.
Or it could be, like, there's, like, clues along the way that's, like, they're like, hey, you need to be doing these certain, like, those specific side quests that you should be doing, but you don't ever get around to because you're trying to finish so quickly.
Yeah.
And so, but if you don't do them, basically, like, the poison spreads too quickly for you to finish. But then people start figuring out that if you do the side quests, like, you get something at the end of those side quests that helps you last longer in the end.
Yeah.
Like, each dimension is contingent upon you having the poison for a certain amount of time before you can move on to the next, but no one knows what that time is.
Yeah, so that's why it's so
it's
rare.
over concentrated in your blood. Okay, interesting.
Yeah.
I don't have any additional questions.
Yeah, it's a pretty cool idea, right? It's pretty Gamangan. I like that idea.
That's good.
It's so Gamangan.
I found myself saying that word to something in the past week or something, and I almost slapped the shit out of myself. I was like, absolutely not. No.
I know, overexposure of it.
I was like, no, we're not doing this.
Yeah, we're doing this. So mine is slightly less complicated.
Yeah, mine's like super simple.
No, mine like super kind of
Bad guy, good guy wins.
A little bit more, yeah.
Like,
more
literally.
So my story is based around the idea, almost like a mix between Divergent and a little bit of Dune, where essentially, like, there are different bottles, like different open bottles of poison, and you're told, like, oh, you know, like, you need to drink, like, up to so many, and, like, what every one you think is, like, the most deadly. Like, you don't, like, take it all, you just, like put your tongue on it, like almost like a poison master's apprentice, where you have to taste it and build up an immunity, but as you're doing so, you have to figure out which one, like, during the final trials. Right, yeah, so almost like in Divergent, you have to, like, different ones will, like, show your strengths and stuff like that. So, like, as you're, like, tasting them, you have to kind of, like, rank which one is, like, the most dangerous, which one's not, and so you're told outright, it's like, this one over here is the most dangerous. And, like, anybody, like, you almost have to, like, question why. So, like, if I'm trying to find the right words for it. No, sorry, my mind is drawing a blank.
When you say like when you say like what are you trying to explain? Like they have to like basically like you're saying that they need to be questioning.
You're told
which one would be most dangerous to you, or like dangerous in general?
Which one is the most dangerous to you? You're basically told that outright. And so then you have to like rank the others, and so it's almost a given where like you put that particular poison of like, oh, like, well,
and basically I get what you're saying.
Yeah, which one isn't like, oh, like if like given an answer on a test of like, oh, this is going to be this answer. Like for the Scantron or whatever, it's like, this is going to be this answer for you. But if you don't question it, if you're not brave enough to question that, then that doesn't reveal the right attributes about yourself. And so the protagonist is like one of the first ones in however long to actually, like, well, is it the most dangerous to me? And actually ends up taking it and ends up getting drawn into this entirely different faction of like the higher elite for questioning when it comes to like university and stuff like that.
So it's the difference between being human and having the ability to question oneself and being Spock.
Yeah. Basically.
And just going with what somebody tells you.
Yeah.
Going with the masses.
Yeah. And then just following along of like questioning everything around you. Like no matter what it is that you're hearing, it's like, you know, it's the critical thinking portion of like, yes, I accept what you're saying, but I'm going to test it anyway.
Okay.
What was... Okay.
So what would like a character, what character perspective would you take?
I mean, it sounds like a first-person character.
Yeah, it's a first-person character.
It sounds like
the person who, like, is like, questioning everything of going in, and, like, they're always in trouble. It's like, you know, 2 + 2 is 4. Well, why? And it's like, because it's just a fact, is what it is. And so, always getting into trouble of asking, like, too many questions, of always pushing to try and figure out every little thing.
When she said divergent, it made sense. Because basically she grows up doing one thing.
Yeah.
But, like, whatever environment she's in, she's, like, probably, like, set aside a little bit.
Yeah.
Right.
Because she's different. And then when she goes into, like, take these aptitude tests, basically, to see, like, where you're supposed to go later on in life.
Yeah.
It's, like, depending on how you do in these tests is where you get
where you get placed.
Yeah.
Okay.
And so, like, the Maesters from Game of Thrones, like, there's only a select few who actually achieve that title, and a lot of people want that title, if they're educationally inclined. But, like, the main character is the first person in a long time to actually achieve that because they didn't just accept facts as what they were. They were willing to ask more questions and push those boundaries.
Okay. That works.
So I didn't come up with multiple for this one.
Oh, wow.
No.
I thought I would just go easy, the first one back. You know.
Yeah, to be fair, it only happened the one time.
Yeah, I was like, it's literally just the one time. So basically, it's a very fictional world. Like, there's different races and different worlds, but none of the worlds really know about each other. So there's, like, in this particular world, I didn't really come up with races, so it would just be like this evil race or this one race that rules this one world, basically. They used to like prosper and do really well, and like their world was really lush and beautiful, mountainous snow and forests and grassland. Well, then this one, so it's kind of like the Dothraki, how there's like multiple hordes, but then they can come together and they form like this huge, and so basically it's like different Kalashars that turn into a horde, basically.
Okay.
And so, and there is like one leader that kind of like intermingles between everyone. And so this guy, this evil mage, basically, because he is evil. He doesn't seem evil in the beginning because he looks like he's helping his people. So, but certain chieftains realized that like when he started being in power and him going into power, their world started to decline. Like the animals started to disappear and decay, and the world around them started to disappear and decay because the magic that he uses sucks the life out of not only like any form of living being, and it poisons the land. And so it basically poisoned their entire world until there's nothing left but dirt and dust. And so the whole reason why he did all of this was because he wanted to create a portal into the other worlds that are in this multiverse, basically. And so he uses all this magic that he gained and portals into a new world. And he takes like some of the best warriors and so they're like, okay, now go forth into this land, gather everything that you can that is living and bring it back, and then each like animal or human or whatever other races there are, each soul that I suck out of them is another soul that can come through this gate. It's like basically it's one death is one life. So, and so in order to get the entire horde through this gate and out of this dying, dead world, you have to sacrifice something in this new world. And so these chieftains, they start to realize, they're like, okay, well, look at this beautiful new world that we're in. It's green and lush and gorgeous, and oh my god, like, we got to get all our people over here. But then they start realizing that the more people they're bringing back, that this portal is sucking the life out of all the area around them. It's turning into exactly what they came from. And so they start putting it together that the mage is actually the reason that their world died. And so basically then this super brave chieftain who opposes these old ways of just like going and like gathering and killing and bringing back, basically like that very Dothraki type mindset of like, oh, I go through this village and I just fucking kill everyone and I take what I want. He's like, they're fucking children, like, bro, like, oh my god. Like, I'd rather at least have like a sword in his hand so it looks like he has maybe a chance or something. And so basically he gets together with like the king of the world that they invaded, and like he helps them basically kill the bad mage because he knows he's not strong enough because he doesn't have magic. And he's like, oh my god, that dude has magic, so I need to befriend him and the good mage. And but yeah, and then so then they defeat the bad mage, and then as a second book, the good mage was actually evil mage. And now they have to do something to defeat him. That new apprentice has to turn against his master and slay him.
And then the third book is
And
actually
then
a
the third book, oh my god, it's the prequel to what happened in the evil mage's backstory. I thought of a sequel without thinking of a sequel. You're welcome. There, I actually did think of a second and third book.
Okay. Bravo. That is good.
And then in the third book, you get to see the decline of
civilization.
that civilization. You're welcome.
There you
And then
go.
in the fourth book, the good character actually turns evil.
Evil,
Like
like
the
the And then there's like 17 books after that, and it keeps repeating. It's like they can't learn from history.
That actually would be really cool.
And so there's actually like 300 books later, and it's like people are still reading them, and it's like, it's the same shit over and over, just different names. But you keep buying them, so I keep writing them. It's the same transcript. I just select all and change the name. Every once in a while, you find, wait, that's the name of the guy from the last book. I was so confused.
I didn't understand. Is there a connection? Those things are some words. Not Cromangan.
So, there you go. I wrote 207 books.
Wow.
Right there.
Wow.
You're welcome. You're
Such
welcome.
an underachiever.
Well, I think that'll be all from us. Now, if you're interested in reading a short story about this topic, or all 207 apparently, look for one of the stories and we'll write it. Let us know in the comments below, or if you have an idea for the prompt yourself. So stay tuned for more tales. Story pressed out for print.
That's a wrap.
Gang, gang.